was nice. Thank you very much, Ed. I've not let Berkeley escape the Crunch the Week studio, as I would like to talk to him more about Bristol Pride Festival, which is currently in full flow. Now, today it's renowned as a festival for all, filled with colour and entertainment, but Pride has come a long way to get to this point. Berkeley talk us through the origins of Pride and how it's changed over the years. Now, the initial years of Pride it all started in 1971, didn't it?
Yes. In fact, there was a riot in Greenwich Village in New York City in the late June of 1969. And what this is seen as is the birthplace of the modern gay liberation movement. Now we call it LGBT plus. And we saw Pride events starting to spring up around the world. One of the first was in New York in 71. There was Pride events in London. There were Pride events all over the world, and San Francisco as well was significant in the development of Pride. And so it started really as a political protest. These Pride events were marches, they were demonstrations, they were demonstrating against things like police brutality. One of the reasons the Stonewall riot started was because for the first time the LGBT plus communities fought back against the police. There was a bottle was thrown from the bar, the Stonewall Inn, where the riot started, into the police, and that sparked 3 days of rioting back in the summer of '69. And so every year, to mark and to celebrate that, we have the Pride festivals. So they've been going for nearly 50 years now, and they obviously over the years have changed from being political protests and demonstrations and marches to becoming much more celebratory. And so we now talk about parades rather than marches. We see floats, we see, as you say, colour and humour and celebration, whereas in the early days it would have been much more about protesting against, the police and against the kind of way society treated people who were gay and lesbian and transgender back in the 60s and 70s, which was a really difficult time to be gay. I mean, many people weren't able to be out, for example. People could lose their jobs, they would lose their homes, they would lose their families. And so we've come a long way. There are still some countries in the world where it's really difficult.
And sorry to interrupt, that's what I was just going to mention, actually. To anyone in Bristol, because obviously we're transmitting out to Bristol, if they have misconceptions or they've been brought up to believe that being gay or lesbian or from that community is tarnished, what would you say to anybody who has suspicions that somebody in their circle may be gay and they don't know how to approach it because obviously it's their loved one? What would you say to them from that angle?
That's a good question. I used to work on a helpline called Gay Switchboard, and one of the things I used to recommend to people was to have like a leaflet or something for a local helpline phone number just left around. Another really useful tactic in broaching the subject is to talk about character in a soap opera, for example. There are many LGBT characters in the media now, so just talk about the subject.
And very quickly, where can people find out more information from you? Because you're so credible.
Okay, so our website is lgbtbristol.org.
Great, thank you very much. Still to come on tonight's show, I will be tapping